Zaczynamy drugi. Skąd ten złogostwo był? Zaczynamy drugi. A planuje prvý.
What the cocktail, man? I mean, it's like, what's up with this, man? Play this table and wait forever?
I told you he was thirsty.
Enough is enough, man. I mean, we play this game, we wait for cocktail.
You win the horse event, that means you prove to the world you can play all games. It's like every poker player dream.
The $50,000 Horse World Championship is on the line.
Yeah, and pass him his beer, please. That's for you. Thank you.
Where's my beer?
Right behind you. I tipped him, Scotty. I got him.
Oh, you got it, baby? Thanks, baby.
Boys got their drinks.
Thanks, baby.
Cheers, sir. Oh my God, it's Phil Helvey.
What?
Ah!
No.
Wait.
That's Phil?
Hold on, he's talking to me. Yeah, Phil.
Helvey's face on the side of Milwaukee's best light cams.
What? Oh, he told me he's good at the hold'em, but not the horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what happened to him in this one. Yeah.
They've moved on to Raz, just like 7-card stud, but the best low hand will take the entire pot. Berman with ace-9 and a 5-up.
You know Raz Master, baby.
He's not a Raz master, Scotty. He's a poker master. He helped create the WPT.
Scotty with 3 low cards.
Scotty says Raz is his worst game.
You can fold, you know.
Scotty raised it to 160.
No shame in folding. You gotta tell him, Scotty.
Just give him a king and I'll be happy. Even if I get a 5.
You mean you have a
If he
queen?
gets a king, I'll be happy.
You must have a queen, baby.
Berman made the call.
That's gotta be paying me for sure.
Sure.
Scotty working on an 8 low, Berman a 9 low.
Cocktail, baby. So I can tell him everything I have. That's paying me. How you like that one?
Scotty always talks, but when he drinks, he talks a bit more.
That's paying me too.
Unlike stud 8, Raz has no low requirement. Scotty with a king low.
This is paying me too, baby.
Scotty drawn to an
I
8
pay the
low.
ace, I pay the king.
He likes his position.
Berman paired his 5, still drawing to a 9 low.
This stud or low red?
160,000 from each, and they'll see 6th Street. And Scotty gets the check mark, making his 8 low. Berman made 2 pair.
I think I made a full house somewhere in here. I rolled up. That's messed up, man.
Scotty playing around with Lyle.
All right, baby.
Scotty checks.
Yeah, I believe you.
And Berman
Roll
with
up,
that.
baby. Let's beat it up.
And the raise from Scotty now.
Really?
I rolled up.
Lyle bet because he thought Scotty had not made a good low
I
yet.
tell you.
Scotty's check raise tells him otherwise.
Wait the beer, baby. I tell you, I rolled up and you can't.
Rolled up is starting with 3 of a kind. Scotty's lying.
It's a whole new game.
The whole new ball game now, baby. No, I rolled up. Don't lay hand in hand that. You no.
Lyle does fold.
I rolled up. He can't even call it.
Good fold from Lyle Berman. He was drawn
How
dead.
good is he? How good is he?
Yeah.
Berman did make the
That's right,
right
baby.
move there, and while he was not rolled up, Scotty continues to roll at this championship table. Over to the 23-year-old.
I can make it a little bit more than that.
And D. McKelly, with an even better low hand, raises to 160.
Oh, Berman is short on chips. Looks like he's going to make a stand here.
He does raise. Scotty re-raises.
All right, I'll 5-bet it.
This is Raz on steroids.
It really is. That would put Berman all in.
340.
And he does call.
This is quite a pot. 7 straight rat spot coming. It might get ugly.
It might get very ugly.
Scotty calls.
More than $1 million in the
Two
pot.
pair, full house, straight.
3 players in the pot. Lyle Berman at risk. Scotty and Michael in a side pot. Now 4th Street, not good for Berman. He pairs up.
Boy, and he's all but gone now.
D. McKelly working on a 7-4 low. Scotty on 7-5.
I know you got a pair of aces, baby.
Michael trying to out-baby the king of babies.
That's a game he can't win.
Both commit 80,000. Fifth Street now. Berman is drawing dead.
Yeah, D. McKelly now with a 7 low. Berman cannot win. He will be eliminated.
D. McKelly with a 7-5 low.
Just because I will call.
Scotty with a pair of aces and drawing to a 7 low calls the 160,000.
Eita.
And now 6th Street. D. McKelly is still best.
Remember, Berman will be exiting.
D. McKelly makes it 160. Scotty, a 9-1 underdog, makes the
He's
call.
gonna get scooped there at the end.
Well, if D. McKelly does not improve, Scotty's going to need a 3 or a 4 to beat him.
But I got a 10 low, so.
Berman's making his exit moves.
He doesn't want to overstay his welcome.
All right, now the river card will be face down. No improvement for D. McKelly. He checks.
He can mess with me, baby. I'm at 3 aces.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, like, can you believe this?
Check, check.
I know,
And D. McKelly will take the pot. And Lyle Berman eliminated in 5th place.
Probably settling a debt with Freddie D right now.
D. McKelly takes over the chip lead again.
You know how you are.
And he must be lucky. He's got all the chips.
Stack them up. You never see me. Yeah. Have you ever seen me do that?
You're absolutely right, and I didn't realize that I was offending people, so I'm not gonna do it anymore.
You see, I beat people apart. You don't see me say anything, but sorry, baby.
You made your
Sorry, baby.
You can continue to talk trash to me all you want. You think you're gonna get into my head? It ain't gonna work. I need some kid that's gonna be scared by you.
You gotta
You're
read.
cool, man. You know, I don't get it. Whatever. You can pull your tricks and talk to me like that. It's fine.
Have you ever seen me pull a trick on every single day?
I don't want any bad blood with you, man. I want to conduct myself appropriately at the poker table. It's very important to me, and I realize that apparently
Let's play
it's with you
poker,
guys,
right?
and I'm not gonna do it anymore. Yeah, let's play some poker. We're having a moment here. Let's have a good
A
time.
boiling point diffused, but Scotty's still steaming. Scotty Wynn and Michael D. McKelly letting their cards do the talking right now. Heads up and stud. D. McKelly with a best hand with a pair of 4s right now. Scotty with a powerful drawing hand, a straight flush draw after 5th Street.
D. McKelly bet on every round. Scotty just raised him on 5th Street with that straight flush draw.
And now 6, D. McKelly adds a straight draw. Scotty, 7 of spades, no help.
And Scotty hates to see that ace of clubs fall in the wrong hand.
Both players check it.
And these two players still pretty tense with each other.
So the river card now. D. McKelly. Can't see what he has. He checks. Scotty Wynn with a jack for a king high straight. That's 160,000.
Come on, baby.
He can only wish. This is limit, Scotty.
Now D. McKelly.
It can't be even beat the king high. Oh, I forgot the ace there. I thought it was the 3 for me.
What do I do?
Needs 160,000 to call.
D. McKelly probably made 2 pair.
Right up. What do you do?
No, I play it fine.
Look at that, baby. Huh?
No,
That's a joint, baby.
that is inappropriate.
Can't believe you're gonna show the audience the cards. It's awesome.
That's a joint,
Now, one
baby.
guy's gonna help me over there.
No, this is what I do. You see this, baby? You see that?
Scotty's really crossing the line.
Lindgren's laughing, but that's not something I think you'd ever see him or any other true professional do.
All right, I call.
D. McKelly will throw those chips away.
You know, when I check raise, my hand is just so
Scotty
big.
shows him the straight.
Yeah, Dr. Twitter was the whole time. Oh, well, maybe you might have the 4-card flush.
This is what I check raise him with, baby.
Yeah, well, then you had a legit head, obviously. Nice head.
It was best case scenario for Scotty. He shows D. McKelly the best hand, and he gets the showboat at D. McKelly's expense.
Don't mess around with me, I'm telling you.
Well, I think it's on you and me. I guess we're gonna just have to duke it out, whatever.
Deixa eu ver.
Michael D. McKelly folds over to Eric Lindgren. Lindgren with pocket queens and an 8-4.
Lindgren was the first player to express annoyance to D. McKelly about his mini celebrations, but Scotty Wynn has taken up that cause.
Split pots are possible in Omaha 8. The yellow numbers are a player's chance of winning the high hand, the blue, the low hand, the normal black percentage, the chance they'll scoop the entire pot. Flop is Trey 7 Jack. Aces are still good on the high side for Scotty.
Nothing much there for either one of them. While we've been in the midst of a flop virus at this World Series.
I know you've been harping on that. Lindgren checked with 4 cards to an 8 low. And the Prince of Poker checks.
Boy, I'm surprised Scotty didn't fire a bet there.
Another jack. Neither player has a jack.
Well, Lindgren has picked up a bad low draw. Scotty with a hammer lock on the high with aces up.
Lindgren bets 200,000 into Scotty.
You got how much you got left?
250.
Joey Lizzo, just do chill. Just do chill.
Going down by the minute.
Eric's stock is sinking.
You know, just for my boy, I'm gonna keep him
Just
alive. I'm gonna
Anyway,
throw that away just for him.
Scotty folds it.
Shows his aces.
I had you, right, baby?
Yeah, I had a big pair and a low draw. Wow.
Can't be bigger than aces, baby.
I had queens and a low draw.
Considering Eric's short stack, I don't know how Scotty didn't call there with
I do,
aces.
baby.
Yeah, it's a gift.
It was a gift. D. McKelly's got to be wondering about that.
Don't worry, baby. I give him lie, I will take it back. What the cocktail, man? I mean, it's like, what's up with this, man? Play this table and wait forever?
I told you he was thirsty.
Enough is enough, man. I mean, we play this game, we wait for cocktail.
The chips are suddenly not falling Scotty's way, and right now he's about as hot as a Vegas hood ornament in the middle of August.
Yeah, I said this guy right here thinking horseshoe still sticking his.
I wonder if a horseshoe stuck in your butt is something you can look up on WebMD.
When it gets down to you and me, I don't need a horseshoe feature. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy.
Only.
Yeah, I'm gonna play for first, and I'm gonna take it.
We play for first. Only.
Absolutely.
All right?
Of course we're gonna play.
Scotty's still steaming over that last hand.
Don't talk about me like I'm broke, boys. I'm sorry.
Lindgren is the short stack, but hey, he's Eric Lindgren.
It's not my fault you don't got a cocktail guy coming. Why are you gonna take it out on me? Behind me. Don't you're an ambassador of poker. I'm disappointed in you, Scotty.
Maybe D. McKelly was slightly out of line earlier, but he's right. Scotty's no prince tonight.
You, on the other hand, I mean, you're a great full ring player, but you know, as a, I don't know.
Boy, now he's biting off more than he can chew.
Yeah, why does he want to throw expensive gasoline on the flames?
I gotta send him back to school to learn about his game here.
I got a lot to learn, but not from you, Scotty. Scotty, come on, he's a good kid.
Eric Lindgren in the role of Henry Kissinger.
Blessed be the peacemaker, huh? All right, they're continuing with limit hold'em. Action on to Eric Lindgren, and he looks down at Ace King off. And he's going to raise it to 240. Scotty win. Queen 8 offsuit.
Scotty calls getting a half-price discount because he's in the big blind.
So Lindgren and Scotty 2, the flop. Flop is Queen 5 Ace. Lindgren top pair, Scotty middle pair. Lindgren bets 120.
And Scotty does not hesitate in calling with that middle pair.
Lindgren ahead, top pair, top kicker. Turn card is a 9. That is no help to Scotty win. 240,000 for Lindgren after the turn. And Scotty comes along.
It's pretty much bang-bang here, and Scotty's just banging his head up against the wall.
And river card, oh, and the king and aces up for Lindgren. He gets the check mark, and he
Let's
bets
go, coach. Go, coach. Let's go,
Scotty with a pair of queens. Calls.
Boy, that hand went quickly, and Scotty quickly hands 800,000 chips to Eric Lindgren. I think he still has D. McKelly in his headline. He has to get his head in this game.
But Lindgren picks up some much-needed chips, and while Scotty continues to steam, Eric knows he's back in contention. Are you going to be okay with that, Norman?
Yeah, let him play a couple of hands of it, and we'll move on with our lives.
Scotty with king, queen of hearts, and a raise to 300,000. That's Scotty's wife, Julie, sitting on watching.
I hope she's got a cocktail ready for him when he gets home.
Ace 8 offsuit for D. McKelly. And a re-raise from the 23-year-old to 450.
D. McKelly might figure Scotty's on cocktail tilt, and he comes back over the top.
Scotty calls. The flop is queen, deuce, tray. Scotty pairs up with a queen, and he'll let the aggressive youngster take the lead.
Yeah, he's hoping D. McKelly hangs himself on this one.
With ace high, D. McKelly bets 150,000. Scotty with the call. Turn card now, 7 of hearts. Scotty adds a flush draw to his arsenal and checks.
Scotty looking for a check raise, I believe.
D. McKelly checks behind him, though.
D. McKelly doesn't cooperate.
D. McKelly with a pair of 8s, but they'll fall short.
You know I never have nothing when I raise, right, baby?
Scotty taunting D. McKelly as he bets his queens.
Ace high.
Scotty lying about his hand, trying to prompt D. McKelly to call.
Why did I call?
Just daring the 23-year-old to call him.
D. McKelly does not call. He raises. And Scotty will make that call.
You must be sick.
Scotty rubs his nose in it.
Get ready on the gun.
So Scotty picks up that pot from D. McKelly.
What's up, baby? I said I got ace high. He raised me.
Is that what you think I had, ace high?
I got nothing.
Because Scotty was looking for action and Eric couldn't give it to him.
They could use the card rack.
Correct. That's why you guys still here, right? Correct. No. You haven't seen me get lucky on you yet.
Be how you want to be, sir.
Okay?
Can't make a joke with you, huh? Come on now.
Before, yeah.
Scotty's mood has brightened a little. I think they've assigned several beverage service personnel dedicated to his needs.
Prince of Poker seeming more like the anti-hero right now.
Would never be this long if I don't be nice.
I don't care. How about that?
Okay?
I ain't on Team Scotty, I'll tell you that.
Team Scotty? Boy, I'd like to see that traveling bus on road trips.
Never been. Never will be.
Okay then.
How about that, buddy?
You think I give
Lost me.
alright? You think I give right?
Scotty's behavior and actions can really be called into question at this final table.
They're still playing Raz. Scotty with a 10 deuce down and a 4 up. He raises to 180.
Maybe Raz will have a soothing effect on table tensions.
That would be nice. D. McKelly folds. Lindgren with 5 deuce and a 7 up. Good starting hand, and he calls. So Lindgren and Scotty win. Heads up. Scotty's wife, Julie, watching her husband, the chip leader, with a chance to erase those main event demons. 4th Street now. Lindgren pairs his 7. Scotty with 4 cards to a low. Of course, in Raz, a low hand, the cards do not have to be 8 or lower. Scotty Bennett, Lindgren calls.
You see from the percentages, even though Eric is paired, he still is a favorite to end up with a better low than Scotty, who's drawing to a 10.
5th Street now. And a good card for Lindgren. He got a tray. Scotty got a king, still drawing to a 10 low. Check and a bet from Lindgren.
Eric almost a 4-1 favorite, and Scotty trying to prove that, as he says, Raz is his worst game, as he calls. You know, I'm really taken aback by Scotty's table manner tonight. It's as if an outer layer has been pulled off and we're seeing the inner Scotty, and it just isn't pretty.
It is not.
Only king.
6th Street now. Both get a 4. That's good for Eric. He makes his low. Bad for Scotty.
Want to bet it?
And Scotty's going to fold it.
How much you got, baby?
The way he can
A little
call.
more than I had before that hand.
That was a good hand for Eric Lindgren.
You better hope we never get even, baby. Because it'll be all over.
You think I'm gonna even with you now?
You better hope I never get even with you, son.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Kelly out of harm's way for the moment.
That's why you the reason you still here because I'm gonna be nice to you.
Yeah, I don't give a.
Yeah.
You're on your own program, and I'm on mine.
Scotty's antics are having an effect on both players, and you know you're over the line when Eric turns on you.
Scotty Wynn is
What do you
indeed
mean?
testing everyone's patience, but Scotty is the man right now, over 10 million chips. Lindgren has some work to do. He's less than 2 million.
McKelly hopes it's going to start with an ace.
He's going to raise it to 360. Scotty Wynn with over 14 million chips. Still stacking the chips from that last win.
Hold on, let me stack my chips up. My sure is over this hand.
It's gonna be all over, baby.
It's gonna be all over, baby.
Scotty's wife, Julie, hopes it's over.
Tonight, Scotty left his class in a beer bottle or somewhere.
Raise it up.
Scotty's got D. McKelly dominated, and D. McKelly's going to move all in after the raise.
Scotty's on the verge of this great feat, the Horse World title, the Chip Reese Trophy, his 5th bracelet, but it just doesn't feel right.
D. McKelly sees he's in big trouble. It might be all over, baby.
Oh well. Congratulations, Scotty.
Not yet, baby. I only say thank you when it's all over.
I guess I don't deserve it. I'm only 23. I don't deserve this bracelet. I really don't.
You don't, baby.
You paid your dues.
I don't know why Scotty can't be more gracious in that moment.
Man, good luck, baby.
Oh, that's heartfelt.
All right.
You see, when I say good luck, I say the hand in your hand, I mean it.
I wish you good luck in your life. Then.
What, suddenly they're Harry and Tanta?
Scotty leading ace 10 versus the ace tray. The flop is an ace for both and 2 hearts.
I can't even ask for running hearts. You got me none on the hearts. I can ask for put 3 nines up there or something. Give me some running nines or I don't know.
Scotty Wynn closing in on closing out Michael D. McKelly.
Turn card closes it even further. No help to D. McKelly. 1 card to come.
I don't want to see it.
Only a 3 will stop Scotty now. Whatever you want to say about Scotty today, he is on the verge of poker's most prestigious championship.
The only man.
The river card now. It is a 4, and Scotty Wynn is the horse world champion.
Good play. I like that one. I mean, people are scared of you, man. Just like I was young, man. When I was 28 years old, yeah, I still played on it.
D. McKelly opened a lot of eyes with his skill tonight.
Scotty Wynn has bracelet number 5.
Bye, America.
He's leaving the country?
No neboj sa. Gurmanka. Posaď sa. Nechce sa posadiť, žlťas. Dobre, takže točíme. A čo sa tu deje, to nikto nevie, ale je to podradné. Dobre. Ukážeme si to klasika nápojka s našim gogom, s našim štosmajstrom, náš štosík. Náš štosík, čo si si odgrgol? Posaď sa štosík. Takže je to klasická nápojka, je to Blues Park, zmečkali sme bossa, ktorý bol o 4. sa nič robiť. Blues Park X, klasická petelica, klasická gurmanka, klasický makaron, 250 ml sústo, malý polecak, malý polino. Nenapadne lízneme, samozrejme nikomu nepovieme a pôjdeme ďalej. Dobre, respektive povieme, otvorene sa prizname k tomu, čo vylizujeme. Klasický KX, klasická gurmanka, klasický makaveli, klasický bublifu, klasický štramak. Hej. Dáme si do nosa. Lízneme. A samozrejme, ideme ďalej. Doraz je to klasický Blues Park. Niekto nesil prvú sériu, tu je druhá. Klasický Blues Park KX. 250 ml servátka, malý policák, malý polino. Dáme si do nosa samozrejme, dáme si do nosa. Takto to vyzerá. Nič prevratné, klasická servátka. Povedáš? Žlťas. Žlťas povedá. Povedal si, že je čas trošku to uškvariť. Beloch na svojom mieste, žena. Belo na svojom mieste oddychuje ako rezervoár. Dáme si do nosa, lízneme a samozrejme ideme ďalej, dobre? A Beloch povedá, tá špekačka, povedá Beloch, naša žena. Respektíve oddychuje, relaxuje, tu je. To je Beloch, to je ona, naša žena. Dlhé roky s nami točí tabak. A zomrel jej syn, zomrel plečinka. A Beloch to s nami dlho otáča, naša žena, dlho. Lojálna k rodine, zašíva sa na svojom mieste. Trošku si práši kožuch, naša žena. Posledná tretia séria, posledná tretia servátka, je to klasický KX Blues Park. Klasické KX-ko, žiadne filmy, žiadne pečivá. 250 ml sústo. 250 ml policák, polino, klasický hulovát. 250, klasická makarena. Ako to vyzerá? Pozadu je to klasická gaučparka, samozrejme klasická gaučparka. Nič prevratné. Klasický Blues Park. KX. Takáto makarena. Ako to vyzerá? Klasický Blues Park. Áno, dáme si do nosa, lízneme a ideme ďalej. Dobre? Ideme ďalej. No. Aby sme mali trošku makareny. Nerobíme z toho škovránka, dobre? Nerobíme z toho škovránka. Je čas dať si nápojku. Je tu ten čas. Dať si nápojku. Je tu čas dať si nápojku. Čo je? Čo? Lízo. Odmietaš povedať trošku knoflíky. Čo? Trošku báčkovky, trošku mákové súdky. Čo? Špekač. Ty valibuk. Je tu ten čas dať si nápojku. Máme to roztočiť, vy hulváti. Ste len hulváti. Ste podradné orechové nárezy. Ste len hulváti. Ste podradné orechové nárezy. Ste hulváti, haleluja. Ste hulváti a ste kvalitné podradné orechové nárezy. Ste hulváti a ste podradné orechové nárezy. A ste hulváti. Ste orechové nárezy a ste podradní hulváti.
House Azadi sent you to finish what they couldn't. The choice is yours.
Mohla si byť dobrá. Problém je. Máš 2 šezlinky. Mohla si byť solidná.
You seem to be going the wrong way.
No, I'm going the right way, girl. The right way. You got nothing. To show for. Orechové nárezy. You got nothing to show for, girl. Nothing to show for. Zeta z Houseu Bardia tvrdo drží svoje dominantné postavenie. Zeta z Houseu Bardie. Je to Zeta z House Bardia. Je to Zeta z House Bardia. Naša Zeta z House Bardia. Mne vôbec nedajú tieto Crimsony, to je neuveriteľné. Oj, ľudia. To Crimsony zbieram jak hovno.
Bad will strike true.
Dostaňte ho. Zeta z House Bardia. Zeta z House Bardia. Zeta z House Bardia. Zeta z House Bardia. Sigurman, Sigurman, Sigurman. Si tabak pekne vyšitý. Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Si tabak proste vyšitý, proste vyšitý. Si gurman, si gurman, si gurman. Si tabak proste vyšitý. Si gurman, gurman, gurman. Si tabak masne zašitý, masne zašitý. Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Vieš, ako to chodí v branži. Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Vieš, ako to chodí v branži. Vieš, ako to chodí v branži. Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Si pekelne vybavený. Zeta z House Bardia. Si proste Zeta, Zeta, Zeta. Zeta z House Bardia. Dostala kvalitný pukoš. Dostala kvalitný pukoš. Pozrime sa, čo dostala. Dostala takzvaný Le Hoop of Wall. 30 rezistencie, 30% damage. 27 atribúty. Iba rejta je trošku zo spodnejších čísel, ale ináč sme zvýšili damage o 16%. Zete z House Bardia.
Farewell.
Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Si pekelne prefíkaný. Si proste gurman, gurman, gurman. Si pekelne prefíkaný, pekelne prefíkaný. Teraz neviem, či chceš s nami točiť tabak? Alebo radšej povieš, nie? Ja nie som taký pičus, ja tabak s vami točiť. Jednoducho. Odmietam, jednoducho odmietam. Nebudem s vami točiť tabak, nebudem s vami točiť tabak, lebo nie som točič tabaku. Preto nebudem točiť tabak, preto nebudem s vami tabak točiť. Nebudem s vami točiť tabak, ale to malo 78. This can fucking work, man. This can fucking work. It's a fracture roll. But we need to push a lot of life there. But this can fucking work, man. Hardly. But there is nothing here. There's nothing here. Only life. So we just need to push huge life. Which is possible, I think. Is it possible with the live roll? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We can be in a big business. With that. We can be in a big business with that. In a huge business, actually. These rolls, these live rolls, how good are they? Yeah, it's live one, Jesus, 152. It's big though. Increased damage, it's huge. Here it goes. It's good. Oh, you can't push this. You can't push this, unfortunately. That's the issue. You can't push this. You can't push this, that's the issue. How much can we? We can't push, this is the problem with this. It's always blue. It's always blue. You can push some of it there, but you lose a lot of life here. You basically need to be lucky with chaos. I thought we got it, but... Fuck yeah, this is the nasty. You either push the high rolls, or you get huge life by a locker, which is hard to get. Chaos increase shield 70%. You lose a lot of life here, man. We need a huge life roll. Which is gonna be... Oh, we lose life. And we are like, okay, we lose life. Fine, let's move on. I guess. Can work too. We can actually get a huge shield at least. Oh, this is a... It's worthless, just 1.1. Star 4 life. Star 4 life. With bad shit. No way we can't get better Star 4. This is actually pretty good. Fire Cold, Energy Shield. It loses a lot of life. Oh, this is a huge shield here too. Star 2. Star 3 resistances. Where that can lead us? Nowhere. Whoa, 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 whoa. We need to keep this. Unfortunately, we need to keep this. I'm gonna lose a lot, but this is it. I'm gonna lose the life. A lot of life. But fuck it, this is it. I'm gonna lose a lot of life. Fuck it, this is it. This is it, this is the big boy. This is so unfortunate, man. Is intelligence mana? I need to, huh? Fuck. 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 Come on, man. It was the +1 to all minion gems. Man. I mean, fuck it with the fuck, man. That was it. It's avoid elemental ailments. Got good rolls of energy shield. It's still 7-1, which is pretty good. Like this one is pretty solid, but uh, And that was shameful. That one was shameful. That one was really shameful. I got +1 to all many and gems. But because there was no life there, I said fuck it. Fuck. 76 to life. Oh, this is so sad. I got 136 life. We got the life there. 136. So we just lose a little bit. I like. And I got +1 to all mini and gems. And I fuck it up. $130 and $60. Now I want the mini and gems. Now I'm fucking greedy to mini and gems. I fuck up. I got a really good roll. I fuck up. I fuck up because I was greedy. Okay, I keep this on. 150 left. I keep this on, fuck it. I was greedy. Got 2 prefixes to suffixes, so... I was greedy. I got +1 to all mini and gems. But I was greedy. Then I fuck up. Well, I got no prefixes are free. Okay, suffix I can put now. Fuck, I was greedy. I was greedy. I was greedy, so I paid the price. I was greedy, so I paid the price. I think it was a good call. I could die there. But the 1 mania gem was, well, we got it eventually. Cost me a bit, cost me a fucking ton of a bit. What I'm doing in life there with vulnerability. Well, we got the life there. So it's kinda nice. But I fuck it up, I'm a fucker, man. I'm a fucker, man. I got +1 to all mania gems. And I gloriously roasted it. was a glorious roaster. It was a glorious roaster. Can you give me 2 red? You can't. Why? Is it so hard to get 2 red here? It's impossible to get 2 red, right? Oh, give me 3 red. Whatever is at least I can level up main. Man, I fuck up. Oh man. Well, actually I think it was a good goal. It was a good goal. My chance to surprise is 69. We don't have the +1 to minion just we got 1 and no, we got good damage. We got good damage. Oh, fire resistance is bugging us. Fire resistance is bugging us now. It's just 67. How can I fix that? Here, we need fire. We can't even. Fuck. Can we use 15 chaos? No, we can use only 14 chaos. Is that right? That's right. Oh, that's our stuff. We got fire 67 now. So how we deal with this? How we deal with this? How we deal with this? With this unfortunate situation? We can't even we can't even lose gold. How we deal with this, man? How the fuck we deal with this? We don't. I don't see a way. If I move it, I lose gold. I can't lose gold either. The only way how to deal with it is lose the suppression chance. Which I don't want to do either. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, man. Can't lose the suppression chance, man. I can't lose the dexterity. I guess next. I don't know what to do here. I don't have the life. Don't have the resistance, man. How to fix it? Think. We can't fix it. We can't. We fix it by losing chaos. That's it. It's the only way how we can fix it. It's the only way how we can fix it. By losing chaos. That's it. Basically. Now we got chaos 74. That's it. Now, like, the life is huge. If I lose the life there, I can't lose the life. Maybe I should keep.
Who's that? Loco.
It was a huge damage shield. It was a huge damage shield. Next level I can tweak it, I guess. I can put a next level I can put a point to dexterity. Actually I can't. Well, never mind. Whatever. I fuck up the shield. It's sad. Shield was big. I fuck it up, man. The +1 to Mania and James was a big guy. Does it even matter? Probably not. Oh man. That's a glorious fuck up though. Because of the fucking life, man. Because of the fucking life. Oh, fine. Fine.
Not all murders are equal.
We could have a huge big zombies. I mean a huge biggies. Oh, fuck it up. We could have zombies level 27. But I fuck it up. Zombies level 27. I gloriously fuck it up. That was good big zombies. Nemôžem stratiť skoro 300 života, by som stratil. Život by som strátil, bohužiaľ. Nepripadal do úvahy. Nedokázal som anulovať tú správnu vec. Boss nepodržal.
Know your place.
Stos. Boss nepodržal, boss povedal. Keby som sa zmieril so stratou nejakých 70 života, 80. Ale nedokázal som anulovať tú správnu vec. A preto zombie 26 level namiesto 27.
Let me guess. House Azadi sent you to finish what they couldn't? My time is precious. Don't waste it.
A horšie veci zostali, plečinka zomrel. Plečinka zomrel.
If you mean to die, die quickly. You are nothing. Have it then. It's worthless to me anyway.
Piče. Možno tučné zombie. Ale bez života, strátil by som život.
Just need a moment.
Ten trade-off mi nevonal. Jednoducho mi ten trade-off nevonal. Nevonal mi trade-off strátiť toľko života. Preto nemám plus 1 All Mania Gems. Táto Harlequíňa máska, čo je to za pačmorgu? Man of Council. Looks pretty solid.
A swift end.
Well, wow. Wow. Huh? Toto je lacné jak hovno. Ideme na cenu. A čo Consuming Dark?
Hello.
Pekne som to pokadil.
Be careful, Exile.
Pekne som to pokadil. A neplánujem ani odsýpať koniec, v podstate už aj moc netočím. A rozčilujem sa, že mám plus 1 miliónov, že som to strátil.
Be careful, Exile.
Neviem, o čo mi ide, popávam. Power Exile plánujem aj tak prestať zapínať a to stresujem kvôli ničomu. Stresujem kvôli tomu, že som strátil to plus 1 milióna. Wow. Strátil som plus 1 milióna. Bol to trade-off, 1% som strátil aj z Chaos Resistance. Nič, dám sem 20 000. To pičný pirát nechce.
What do you need?
Nechce odchytávať. Oplevajte.
Have anything for us to disenchant?
Maybe.
What have you got?
Depends.
We're gonna have fun with that one.
26 000.
Hail. We'll get to work.
What was I doing again?
Úplne to nie je zlé. To Harlequina maska. No nič, no. A ešte tam bol 100% kričanca pre minionov. Ale... Strátil by som ten život, no. No, kadi na to, už je to pase. Už je to pase, veci sa strácajú. Koľko vecí som strátil, keď som zomrel kvalitný. Ten štít bol tučný, bol mázaný, ale už je koniec. Už je koniec, pokadil som to. Už je koniec, už je to fráška. Piče, 118 increase damage, nie je zlé. A to plus 1 sme strátili, lebo som to pokadil frášku. A keby na to záležalo. Škodu veci. Som to pokadil frášku. Aj keď, znova. Ja už plánujem ani neodsýpať. Prečo vlastne stále točím Power Exile, že ten skončil? To je dobrá otázka, čo?
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Otázka, prečo točím Power Exile? Stále. Už aj neodsýpam Power Exile, ale to stresujem kvôli hnojom. Stresujem, lebo som strátil kvalitný štít. Ja som pič, ja som chorý jedinec. Ja som chorý jedinec. Sa nedá inak nazvať.
Guardian strike true. Choose your next move very carefully. Time is coin, Exile, and Guardians don't waste either.
Máš Pride. Ale máš kokotiny okrem toho. Možno ma zabiješ a vyvrhneš ma z biedy. Ak ma zabiješ, tak by si ma ešte ľahšie zabila s tým druhým. To je pravda. Koľko máme času? Dve mapy.
Let's not drag this out. Know your place. Die quickly. It's usually us Guardians doing the robbing.
You Guardians. Zeta, House of Bardia, ja, ste... Aj Zeta je pekne mázaná. Tak bol to gambling. Prišiel som o kvalitný štít gamblingom. Som čudujem, že som mal na to gule. Mal som žiadny skurvisyn. Ale preto som mal, lebo toto už neodsýpam. A Power Exile končí. Preto sa čudujem sám sebe, že ma to tak šterie.
Kneel.
Takže Power Exile tak končí.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Boli tam aj Katie, no. Tam aj Katie. Sme ďaleko od 97. Nechcel som strátiť ten život, čo sa čudujem, mohol som sa vysať na ten život. Ešte bol masochistický.
Kneel.
Prečo je taký odolný? Prečo je taký odolný? Tieto rukavice nevedia nikdy asi meniť, čo? A Mám dvakrát život. Fuck.
I need more help.
Už nechcem sa vrácať, takže... toto, no. Je to rukavice, čo? Oh man. Regal's Curse. Človek si myslel, že to bude tučná vec, to je moc solidne tučná celá. No keď zistíš, že je to pagoda. Agneot Sav.
Hey, well.
Dneska nedel, najťažší súdok. A koľko ešte máme? No, 8 hodín.
We're always open, pilot.
21 000.
Pilot.
Sa ti to vak.
Fair enough.
Why, hell well.
Stalo to za to, nestalo. Ale to hovnofilia. Piče, neanuloval som to správne, goddammit. Unfucking fortunate. Neanuloval som to správne. Man. What a waste.
Oh, good. More work.
That's a shameful story, man. Shameful. Shameful. Neviem, že kde to môže byť. Neviem, že kde to môže byť. To dole je červené. Neviem, kde to bolo zas. Minions. To je zlá stránka. To je ona. Toto není ona tiež. Dole tieto. Eldritch. Minion. Eldritch. A. To najdová stránka takisto. Toto bude ono. Toto je ono. Jo. Oni to zrušili? Ale je to červené? Není, oni to zrušili? No je to červené, fuck. Červené. Červené. To je červené. To. Čo, že v tomto nemôže byť nič užitočné? Môže sa pes. There it is. There it is, boys. There it is. There it is. There it is. 74% šanca na zápas. Minioni dealujú 385. There it is. There is the lojo. There are the gloves. The big boys with minion damage and chance to suppress. There it is. Well received. Well received. Okay.
You know how in Ukraine they can't get men to join the army anymore? They won't join the military.
Mm-hmm.
So watch this. A jar of tomatoes saves this guy. So, you know, they're just grabbing people off street corners now, right? You know that?
Yeah, because they're about to win. They have to.
They're about
to win.
They're about to win. And the military-aged men do not want to fight or join anymore in Ukraine.
That's been my age, by the way.
Yeah, you want to see how, by the way, you want to see how old they are? This is their, look how old these guys are. That's the Ukraine military. So, but here's them trying to grab a guy off a street corner, throw him in a van, and put him in a meat grinder so they get slaughtered. But let's watch. What they fail. Watch this. So this guy's not going.
Sasha.
Somebody throws a jar of tomatoes.
Look at all these men trying to. Та відпустіть його вже!
These guys are not good at their job.
Мене хочуть запшикати молодшого! Мене хочуть побити! А ти можеш пішати?
He's gone.
That didn't even look like a huge struggle.
No.
I mean, was it this easy the whole time? Because I don't want to blame the victims, but that seems like he got away with that much of a fight even.
Like you would think. Here, let's watch again. You would think one of them would come around and grab his feet.
Just leave him alone.
Watch, they throw the tomatoes. Oh, there is.
You are nothing.
Та відпустіть його вже!
So they don't even like grab his feet. He stepped right in the glass, by the way. Get away.
That's all I can think about. It's like, oh my god. It's Die Hard, dude.
So obviously that is the latest and most advanced guided jar of tomatoes from the military-industrial complex. That's what that is.
Oh, it was a triumphant Pearl Harbor that they pulled, Jimmy.
And just like Donald Trump hitting a nuclear Iranian facility, it doesn't have to be a direct hit to be a win.
Yeah, kind of a pageant, really.
And you want to see how bad it is? Here's an elderly Ukrainian men being motivated by a singer to go into battle against the Russian army, knowing full well they're being sent to their deaths. Here it is. Now, I don't think we can play it. It's got to be copywritten, right? They don't look happy.
They're all disconnected.
Yeah, they don't. None of. Look how old they are. Look how old these guys are. Look, I don't want to be Mr. Showbiz expert here, but I know crowds, and she has to be way hotter, and that song has to be a lot more fun to get guys to march to their own immediate death.
I mean, did you see Apocalypse Now? Remember how they went nuts for that chick? With little shooter guns dancing a little bit?
Yeah. Here's a report. A failing recruitment drive. Fewer than 500 volunteers have enlisted with Ukraine's military under a new program meant to recruit men too young for the draft.
Wow, that's so child soldiers is what we're saying, basically?
And all the dumb F's, Hollywood dumb fucks who support the Ukrainian dragging high school kids out of classrooms should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, they're not.
But you know they're not. They're missing that skill set, Kurt. In February 2025, the Ukrainian authorities launched a campaign to recruit volunteers for contract military service. Ukrainians between the ages of 18 and 24 can enlist for a single year in exchange for a one-time payment of 1 million hryvnias. That's about 24 grand. An interest-free housing loan and a monthly salary of up to 120, so about 3 grand. That's 5.5 times more than the average pay in Ukraine. Wow.
Wow.
They're really desperate. Volunteers would also be exempt from Ukraine's draft for 1 year after completing their service.
You know, it's very generous because they're never going to have to pay because you're going to die.
Because they're going to die. When Defense Minister of Ukraine announced the launch of a new campaign, he said Ukraine is, quote, creating a new army staffing system that meets the challenges of our time.
Yeah, they do that in Africa too, I heard.
2 months later, fewer than 500 people have signed contracts with the Ukrainian military in the new program. I wish the number was higher, that guy said.
Hey, wishes and butts for candy and nuts.
Yeah.
And have a great Christmas.
Yeah. What's the matter, Ukraine? You running out of people to drag off the streets? Why don't you check one of your phone poles where you have them taped up?
This is good stuff.
Oh, you see, they started coming out about Buka being a false flag. I'm seeing reports like it turns out Buka might have been a false flag.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, whoa! Did Jake Tapper find that out?
He says, the guy says, we're studying and definitely looking into the reasons why some may have verbally agreed but didn't go through with signing, noting that parents often influence a young person's decision to enlist with the armed forces. This is both tragic and hilarious at the same time that someone is confused
Nobody is the
as to why a recruit might be reluctant to get blown up by a drone. There are various reasons, Kurt, and we're analyzing these issues to draw conclusions, and where necessary, make adjustments. Yeah, how about you guys are getting wiped out, and it isn't really a war? A commander of the Da Vinci Wolves Battalion serving on the Eastern Front told Reuters that the financial rewards offered to young people under contract aren't enough to fight a war. You have to that's like, here, I'm going to give you $5,000. You want to play Russian roulette? Here, come on. No. You have
That's for my country.
You have to fight for your friends, for your family, for the future, not for $1 million.
My friends are dead. They died in the war.
He reasoned that the young people who were truly motivated to fight had already enlisted before the military rolled up. Yeah, anybody who wants to fight already fought and already got killed.
Hey, I just had a brainstorm, Jimmy. What if you allow open swastikas again? I'll bet you get more than 500 out of Ukraine.
Yeah. I like that they say fight for your friends and family. What is AT&T running a war? Friends and family? Sign up and die with our new friends and family plan.
Rollover minutes.
Hang on. I gotta put that. Even if Ukraine suddenly lowered its draft age and began mobilizing young men by force, as Joe Biden urged, it still wouldn't solve the military's problems. The key reason is that men between 18 and 25 comprise Ukraine's smallest age demographic, and a large portion of these people are students who are eligible for draft deferment.
Not for long. That's going to happen to you, too.
You know the reason why men between 18 and 25 compromise Ukraine's smallest age demographic is because the rest of them are dead.
Yeah. What if we move Israel there? A land without a people for a people without a land?
Yeah. Additionally, external pressure on Kiev to draft young people has likely diminished since Donald Trump's return to the White House, and domestic politics makes it unlikely that Zelensky would resort to mobilizing Ukraine's youngest adult men by force. Unlikely, you say? Unlikely. Okay. Next they're going to be grabbing your dog and putting a missile on his back.
I mean, I think that they already do that, don't they?
I think they already do. So that's look at these old guys. So that's this is a good feel good story. This is actually a feel good story. Look at how. I wish I spoke Ukrainian. This is how they recruit people.
That guy just gave up.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm getting in the other side. I'm done.
I don't understand this one. This one is very odd. If I spoke, I don't speak the language. So
I don't
maybe
speak it either.
Makes sense or something, but I think I know why they're not winning the war based on that shot.
Right? No kidding.
You fight like the IDF.
You come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.
What's up, guys? Doug Polk here. Today we're going to be breaking down this hand between Garrett and Robbie on the Hustler stream. This is simply the most insane hand I've ever seen. I have to think about that. I've seen a lot of pretty insane hands along the way, but it's definitely in the conversation for the most out-of-control hand of all time. We're going to break down what went down and talk about what might have happened. But before we do, I want to talk about the people involved in this hand, add a little context for you so you can understand the players a little bit better. All right, so this guy's name is Garrett. Apparently, he's pretty good at the pokers. The other player in the hand is Robbie Jade Lou. Now, I've done a little digging on her backstory, went through some of her stuff, including her Hendon Mob. But take a look at the games that she's played over the last 10 years or so, it's primarily been a lot of small tournaments, a lot of very, very small tournaments, $100 tournaments, $250 tournaments, $400 tournaments, a couple $1,000s here or there as we move into 2021. And then only this year, all of a sudden, she's playing a lot higher stakes. I'm seeing a 3K event, a 5K event, the 10K main event she played as well. She won a 2K, and then now she's playing on the Hustler live stream. The Hustler Weekend Big Game stream is one of the largest cash game streams in the world. So we're looking at someone that has gone from playing in $400 tournaments in March of this year to playing in one of the actual highest stakes possible streams with hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, a lot of players on that stream will buy in for up to $500, $600, $800,000 to start the stream off, and she's in there as well. This is quite a meteoric rise, and I'm not entirely sure this was disclosed on the Hustler show or not. There's a lot of information, and I'm trying to make this video quickly while going through all of the relevant information. But she's actually dating the player named Rip on the show. I have an inside source that has told me they've seen them essentially talking together and in a romantic sense, and also that he is backing her in a lot of these games. That doesn't mean I know she's being backed by him in this game specifically. However, I can say that I know that she's been backed by him or given money by him to play in much smaller stakes games. So I'd have to imagine there is something going on in this game as well. This player, whose name is Jacob, is apparently Jake Paul's manager or Jake Paul's boxing manager. This is something that he's told multiple different people. So if Jake Paul's boxing manager is involved here, I think this must be a legitimate game. All right, I'm kidding, but we already have a little bit of a weird setup where we have two people dating in the same game and someone being put into much higher stakes games than they normally play. Before we talk about the hand and the session itself, I want to talk about a couple of streams that Robbie had played on prior at Hustler. So, according to the site trackingpoker.com, she's played 2 sessions here before, one where she won $1,700 and one where she won just about $100,000. The first session she played, she broke about even. She won very small. Her play seemed to be fairly reasonable. I looked at some of the big hands that she played, and frankly, they looked normal-ish. I didn't see anything that was too crazy. The second session had some kind of weird ones. So this one, she played it by herself without Rip, but some of the big pots were a little bit weird. But before we jump into these hands, I want to just make one thing very clear. We don't know if what happened was above board or not, but what we should do is give our best to try and do an honest assessment and not jump to conclusions. So we're going to look at a lot of the big hands that happen and talk about what we think about them and if they make sense for someone that would be cheating or not. First big hand that happens on the stream is she 4-bets King Jack offsuit against Garrett's Queens. Probably not a play you'd want to make if you knew their cards. However, on the river, she does make a very nice bluff where she bets 12,000 into roughly 12,000 and gets Garrett to fold because there's an ace out there on the board. This seems totally reasonable. She plays another big pot versus JR where she doubles up the top pair versus another top pair. Again, it seemed like a totally reasonable hand. And then she gets a little bit deeper, and so some bigger pots start developing. She plays another big hand, this time versus Charles, where she calls people open in the biggest blind with Jack 8, flops top pair, decides to bet the turn with second pair and a middling kicker / straight draw. Charles decides to go ahead and raise with his ace king, just to gutter to the nuts. She does decide to make the call, and she rivers 2 pair with a 1 straight out there and decides to call the over as well. This also seems totally fine. One thing I'm starting to notice as a pattern in the way that Robbie plays is that she seems to play very, very slow in a way that's kind of unnatural. Like when players tend to tank, they tend to just sort of posture in a similar fashion and move. They don't tend to make a lot of different faces and move around and things. It seems a little bit theatrical to me, the way that she's tanking. And it doesn't seem like she's actually thinking about things. It seems like she's almost waiting. This is something that is reminiscent of some of the Mike Possum hands that we saw before, where he would be waiting in order to know the information so that he could cheat other players at the table, allegedly. And not to say she is doing that here, but I am seeing a trend of her tanking before she does stuff in a way that feels a little bit unnatural to me. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with that. Another hand from this stream that was a little weird, she decided to raise the river with a full house against 3 of a kind. Obviously, that's a good decision to make. That's not weird at all. But when called, she announced that she had 2 pair, which is kind of strange to me.
2 pair.
That was not an angle. She just misread her hands. I think.
Typically speaking, poker players don't misunderstand when they have two pair versus a full house. So that strikes me as a little bit odd. The last hand that I thought was pretty weird from this session was a hand that she played against Bill Klein. In this hand, she 3-bet with ace queen against ace eight suited, and then she checked her pre-dry flop. That's not too crazy, but it was a very nice play against Bill's hand, which was essentially ace eight of clubs for just a backdoor draw. And then there was a lot of posturing around as Bill bets in small sizes, and she checked all twice. Now, you could argue she was just doing that to try and get the bluff, which again is fine. I would say overall in the stream, kind of weird, right? And the fact that she won $100,000 here playing in this sort of weird style is, maybe a little bit notable, but nothing too crazy here, nothing that can't be explained. I wouldn't say that there's anything here that I would find all too peculiar or maybe damning. There were a couple other hands on the stream before the main event here, but let's just go ahead and talk about the hand itself. Okay, so this hand begins with the action folding around to Garrett and opening up the 8-7 of clubs. I'm pretty sure this hand is straddled up to $800, so for Robbie, it's 2.2K more to go, and she looks down the Jack 4 offsuit. Now, Jack 4 offsuit is not a hand that you're going to want to defend versus almost a 4x here. That said, people could defend it. It's not crazy to defend it, but she does go ahead and make the call. The flop comes 10, 10, 9, and 2 clubs, and Garrett decides to bet 2.5K and 6.7, so roughly 35-40% flop bet. Now, Robbie shoots Jack 4, Jack of clubs. This hand could really go in a lot of directions. I think just letting it go is fine. I think floating here can also be fine. Raising can also be fine. It's a classic poker hands situation, but she does go ahead and make the call. Let's take a look at the turn comes to the hearts. Now there are 2 flush draws out there, and Garrett decides to barrel once again. This time he goes for a big size. Looking to get most of the pot with a 10K bet here with his opening street flush draw. At this point in Robbie's shoes, there's just simply no way around it. It's hard to imagine almost anyone continuing here at all. You get barreled, you have no equity versus any of the value bets. You're actually behind a bunch of draws. So hands like King Jack, King Queen, those are all crushing you. And then if your opponent does have a hand like, for example, 8-7 suited here, you're looking at almost a pure flip. I'm not sure what the equity would be. This factors in dead cards. I know it says 53-47, but the equity without knowing dead cards, I don't think it would be like that. Regardless, she does decide to go ahead and min raise, and this is a truly wild play. We're not into it has to be cheating territory here, but this is a very, very, very aggressive min raise. Maybe you don't want to get pushed around. Maybe you're trying to fight back. They've played a bunch of big hands together. Even still, I could see this being a reasonable play. I'll also note for the strategy nerds, this is probably not a good hand to do this with because you actually want your opponent to have cards like the Jack of clubs or the 4 of clubs. When you have these cards, it's less likely that they're bluffing. But I don't want to get us bogged down in too much strategy. In fact, if you want to learn some strategy, head over to Upswing Poker on October 17th. We're launching Nick Petrangelo live poker course. That's right, Smash Live Cash coming to you on October 17th over on Upswing Poker. Anyway, now that I've got my shameless plugging out of the way, back to the hand. What I can say when I see something like this, I actually vividly remember when I played against the guy that was cheating me, him doing lots of min-raising me in weird spots, and he would even do it with hands like, we actually played a big pot where I had a straight flush draw, and I got called by like Jack Deuce offsuit. And it's showing down at me, thinking to myself, I 100% know I'm being cheated. And I reported the guy, and they confirmed it, and I got my money back because PokerStars said this guy was cheating you. Long story, don't have to get into that. So this is a weird play, but still possible. What happens next is just truly, truly incredible. Okay, so Garrett jams, which, by the way, probably a little bit big to jam here. He's risking another 109K. I think you're probably supposed to either 3-bet smaller call, but whatever. Decides to jam. And Robbie ends up making the call with Jack 4. Now, this is crazy because, yes, you beat 8-7 of clubs. Maybe you beat a hand like 8-6 of clubs or 7-6 of clubs. But Even other flush draws, like for example, if Garrett had king, queen of clubs, you are so dead in those situations. So, and then Lord forbid Garrett has a 10, some kind of value bet. This is simply not a thing. This call is not a thing. This is calling off $109,000 with nothing, where you could potentially lose other draws. But what's her logic for why she does it?
Do you get what I'm saying? No. I had a blocker.
You had a blocker.
But here's the thing, though. If you want,
No, please explain because
it's not about what I have. It's about what I don't think you have when you play against me.
Yes, those are words. There's just a lot of the words in all kinds of places. She keeps talking about having the jack of clubs, but then can't really in any way decipher why that changes this at all, which is very strange to me. Why is she even bringing it up if she doesn't realize its implications? And she knows a lot of poker terms, but I don't think she really knows how they're used or what they mean. Talking about flush draws or backdoor flush draws or backdoor straight draws, or how that card is relevant, or she can't even really seem to put Garrett on a range of hands. It's really unclear to me what she means at almost any point here. But one thing is definitely for sure, her story seems to change a lot.
And then when the turn came, it was a 3. And you'll hear me say on screen, are 3s any good? 3's no good? And the reason I said that is because I thought I was holding the jack of clubs and the 3 of whatever.
The misread her hand thing is definitely a lie because she checks her cards here before she makes the call. That's right. This is an image of her checking her cards before she calls. So she did not misread her hand. Also, in the conversation right following the hand, she comments in a way where she knows she doesn't have a 3. She says, "I have a pure bluff catcher." So someone asks if she has a 3. So she did not misread her hand here. I don't know why she's making up stories. There's a lot of plausible reasons why she's doing it. Regardless, she knew her hand. Anyway, following this, Robbie and Garrett tried to talk off stream where they make the decision that she would give all of Garrett's money back to Garrett. In a hand where Garrett could have easily just hit a pair or a flush or a straight. I mean, this call, it wasn't like she had him killed. He had tons of outs. It was basically a flip. In fact, according to the dead cards, he was actually ahead in chance to win. Guys, I gotta say, I've recorded and re-recorded this last segment a bunch of times, and I've talked with a lot of people, and I feel torn because on one hand, when I see a hand like this, it's just so insane that we have to acknowledge the chance that there's something going on. However, this girl also seems very, very dumb and clearly can't describe a poker hand and strategy and what's happening. So, does that make it more likely she would do something like this? Probably. It's still an insane hand. The fact she can't even explain the strategy part of it, it doesn't help. The fact she paid it back feels extremely damning. But maybe she just felt like she was pressured and she didn't really understand what's going on, and my heart really feels like something is up. But I'm trying to be objective about this, and it's only been a few sessions, even though she is up in all of those sessions and she's won a lot of money here, and this hand is crazy. It's not enough for us to have a real solid idea that she is. So my main takeaway here would be this. When you see stuff like this, be wary, be skeptical, and do your best to always be questioning what's going on in situations, because that's what you should be doing as a poker player.
Go.
Making sure you're in bad spots. However, I do not think this is enough at this point to say that she's cheating. It's certainly possible. More information will likely come out. I know it would be great if I could just go all in on one or the other guys, but frankly, I think this is a tough spot. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
But Julie,
one last thing before we go, just to talk about Garrett for a second. I know he's taking a lot of heat for the way he's handled himself tonight, but I just want to say one thing. When you get cheated, or you think you got cheated, or something
Chewy.
you think is messed up
Chewy.
happens, it's very hard to think clearly. And so, quite clearly in this situation, it's going to be difficult for Garrett to think truly objectively when
Chewy.
cheating goes down.
Google. Chewy.
He's either been cheated or he's on one of the most all-time sick bad beat hero calls I've ever seen in my life. It's going to be hard to think clearly. I think he did the right thing by leaving the stream. I don't know if it was the right thing to take the money or not. I really don't know. But what I can say is I'm sure Garrett will do the right thing in the long run. He's always seemed like a stand-up good guy. I think people should just realize that when you have something like this happen to you, it's going to be difficult to think super clearly. I think he did the right thing by removing himself from the situation. I know it's a bit weird to break up the video like this, but I was recording that video until late last night in the wee hours of the morning, and now that I've woken up, had a chance to think about things, I want to clear up a couple of points.
Chewy.
A couple of
Chewy.
For starters, since this incident, both players have made public statements, with Garrett posting a 6-page document on Twitter. You can read it if you want to and go through exactly what
Google
he said.
Chewy.
And also Robbie posting her thoughts as well. Garrett's tweets essentially explained why he believed that he was cheated, that Hustler production was in no way involved in the cheating, and that she decided to give the money back to him when Ryan Feldman made it clear this was going to be a very big deal. Garrett also said if there was any chance that he was not cheated, he would not accept the money, meaning Garrett feels 100% that this was not on the up and up and he was cheated in the hand. Robbie's tweet about the subject told a different tale, that essentially he cornered her and threatened her, essentially implying to give the money back to him. Full details still to come. All right, let's go big picture and take a step back. First questions first. Do we think Robbie was cheating in this game or not? I have friends on both sides that have said fairly strongly one way or the other. However, when I look at this hand, it is so ridiculous that I simply have to think that the most likely outcome is this is cheating. Look at this hand again, guys. Look at this hand again. Bet 10K, raise 20K, jam 130K, call. I'm sorry. I know we all want to believe that someone just LOL stumbled into this. But look at the absurdity of this hand. This is the most absurd hand I've seen ever. And on top of it, it reminds me, I'm having flashbacks to when I got cheated. I got min-raised a lot in places because when someone knows they're ahead or behind, they can, or when someone knows they're ahead, they can min-raise to put you in very tough spots where you have to continue with the worst hand. And then also to call the jam. It just simply is not a hand that happens. I want to address all of the comments. Well, why would she wait for this spot? Why would she? For starters, we have to look at the action more than the reasoning. And the logic is simple. How often do we see someone get caught cheating and we say, oh, wow, cheaters are idiots. I can't believe they did that, right? We see that all the time. Postle was incredibly blatant. Think about people that commit crimes in real life. We see so many cases where the perpetrator just does something super obvious and we think, what an idiot, right? People can make really bad mistakes in how they cover up their crime. So the first and most important thing is, what is the evidence? And then the second thing is, what is the reasoning? Now, I do understand the logic. They are very close in equity in this hand, so why pick the spot? I don't think it's necessarily like that. There's a couple ways of cheating where that wouldn't really come into play here. First off, there's a form where you know what cards are going to be placed on later streets. So it's possible, if they are cheating here, that she knows the runouts and that she will win. That's one way that people do this. The second is that she can simply get notification if she's good or not good. So if she's good, it's a certain number of some kind of signal or device, whatever it would be. If she's not good, it's a different one. In that scenario, she doesn't know that she's still a flip here. And by the way, the equity should be a little bit closer, but there are dead cards, which is why it's counting it out. Regardless, she just knows she's ahead, right? Or the person that is signaling her, they don't know the equities either. They just know that she is ahead. So this argument, why would she wait for this spot? I don't think it's necessarily like that. I think she got a huge spot, and then if she was cheating, was notified she's ahead, and thus makes the call. The argument that she just stumbled into this, and when we look at this hand, for starters, you simply cannot believe anything she's saying. Her story changes a bunch of times. She said she misread her hand. She looked at it before she called. The conversation right after the hand, she clearly knew what was going on. And there was a very weird comment that someone pointed out to me that she made right after the call when she was playing Garrett, and she said essentially that she was owning him post-stream as well.
You let me do this to you post-stream, too. last time we played.
Yeah.
Like, I keep letting you.
What does that mean exactly? Why would post-stream matter? Is she implying that the game's on the up and up because she won in a different game too? Because if so, it's like she's defending herself against an accusation that hasn't been levied yet. The next question is, what person wins a 270K pot, or really any pot for that matter, and then gives back the money to the player that they beat afterwards when they won the hand fair and square? I really can't think of examples of that. Maybe there are specific examples where the person that lost the pot misunderstood the action or misread their hand or something like that. Maybe that's something that could happen. That actually happened on the lodge the other day. But regardless, what person wins a pot of this size, $270,000 pot, and then gives the money back afterwards? Doesn't make sense to me. If she won this pot fair and square, she would just say, fuck you. I'm keeping the money. I won this. I made a mistake, but you got caught, whatever. I don't really believe that someone, because they're flustered and intimidated, are going to give up $135,000. Guys, think about that sentence. She was playing $400 tournaments mostly, $300 tournaments in the last few years. And now she's giving up $130,000 because she feels bad somebody lost. This just does not make sense. So it's not impossible that she felt pressured and that's why she gave it back, but I strongly believe what is more likely is when you get caught in something like this, it's much better to try and make it go away. And if you feel like paying the money back makes it go away, then you're more likely to do that because it protects you in the future. Again, we're using some conjecture here, but that seems much more likely to me than she felt bad about winning this pot fairly and gave his money back. The final point I want to make is that I think that this is actually good for the community to be talking about this, as long as we talk about it using the right terms and talk about it fairly. There are a lot of scumbags in poker. We've all seen the stories. We've all seen people steal money. We've seen people cheat. We've seen so many things. I think the community having an approach where we debate these things is very good. However, one thing that has become overwhelmingly clear about this story, everyone on the internet has a hardline stance against her. Either she did it or she didn't do it. And I see these comments back and forth, and it's almost like a microcosm of society as a whole right now. It has to be white or black. It has to be left or right. It has to be this or that. When the reality is that people do not know here. This is not a Mike Paul situation where everyone knows that they cheated. This is a situation where it does seem very likely. However, it's one hand. And so we need to analyze it and talk about it with an approach that's, okay, it is quite likely she cheated here, but it's also at least plausible she did not. We need to go through this thoroughly and not just jump on one side of the bandwagon. So people think that there's nothing sketchy here at all. This is just like when Fish plays poker, oh, I got lucky. You guys are idiots. In fact, please tell me what games you're in, because I think every other person in the entire world would love to come play in your game where this hand isn't that notable. This is an insane hand. This is a crazy, crazy hand. And then the people on the, she's for sure 100% guilty, while I lean that direction, it is one hand, and she has played a lot of weird hands over the course of these last 3 streams. So it's not like this is it's impossible that she, decided to make this call. What is definitely impossible is she did not tell a story that is correct. She certainly rechecked her cards. She knew after the hand, almost immediately, she did not have a 3. Her story around the story are definitely at least mistruths, if not lies. But it's also possible that she's just not capable of continuing to tell a continuous story accurately. There has been a lot of, I saw the word salad about the way she describes these hands. Frankly, listening to her talk about the reason she called talking to Garrett it's just brutal. It's absolutely just brutal. Anyway, regardless, while I lean towards the side that I think she likely cheated, I also don't know, and I want to see more evidence, and I want to see people discuss this. So I guess my in summary concluding point here would be, I think it's good to have discussion. I think it's good for us to analyze things. I think we should deep dive this. Lord knows Joey's probably done his 10-hour stream by now. But we should also have a little bit of room for maybe we're wrong and be open to interpreting new information that might make us change our mind. Okay, I think that was a little bit more of the summary I wanted to make last night when I was belligerently tired. I will see you guys later. Peace. That's going to be it for me, guys. I hope that was objective enough. I'm sure there are people on each side that think that it wasn't, but really just trying to do my best analysis here to bring you guys a breakdown of what happened. Hope you enjoyed it. Slap a thumbs up on this video. I'll see you again soon.
Fuck these bitches.
After a full day of mulling over this incredibly baffling hand that happened on the Hustler stream, I've decided that I think that it is overwhelmingly likely that she is cheating, although it's obviously not known for sure. I think it's something like 90% that she is cheating, and today in this video I'm going to break down the leading theory as to exactly what's happening.
That is super, super strange. You can see his reaction. He seems somewhat disturbed here. It doesn't look like he's seen a ghost, almost.
I don't feel like I should have won that hand. I should not have won that hand. And if everyone wants to flip off about it, good for fucking you. I don't give a shit.
She's actually dating the player named Rip on the show. I have an inside source that has told me they've seen them, and also that he is backing her in a lot of these games.
Allegedly thinking this lady's cheating. She gives him the money back she won. This guy, the cowboy guy, is freaking out. Something is really weird here, guys. I've never seen anything like this. Something is not what it seems.
Before we do, though, a couple quick notes. First off, much better. Second off, I've seen the overwhelming number of threads online about what happened, and typically they all think that she's innocent and that Garrett's being a sore loser. But I do want to make one quick point. Most people are idiots. Sorry about that, guys, but at least no one thinks I'm talking about them. Now, some degree of pros have also weighed in thinking she's innocent, and there's certainly a discussion to be had here. It's far from concrete fact one way or the other, and we do have people on both sides that really think one way or the other. However, this issue has drawn in a lot of people that frankly aren't really a part of poker at all, and they're just saying all kinds of wild shit and upvoting each other and saying, yeah, that's right. The reality is that the average person weighing in with their opinion on this story has almost no knowledge of poker other than basic poker stuff. The actual experts are being sort of drowned out with just the overwhelming masses of people that think poker hand, girl won, oh, guy is being a sore loser, rather than thinking about this critically with actual knowledge of the way poker works. That's not to say she's guilty. There's definitely still a small room for error here. However, we have to look at the evidence that we have and use critical thinking about what happened here. So today I am going to put up what I believe to be the leading theory as to exactly what happened and why I personally think that she might be cheating here. Put enough caveats in there because, you know, legal stuff. A lot of you guys have very strong feelings about this, so I'd like you to just put those to the side and join me as we talk about a potential theory. Then afterwards, we're going to give the case for and the case against. You guys, of course, as always, can weigh in the comments with what you think happened as well. The theory is this. While she's playing, someone has access to the cards. Either someone in the back studio has access to them and is forwarding them to someone, or someone has figured out a way to hack into the RFID system at the table and is transmitting to some other location. However we want to dice this up, somebody has access to the cards. Then, when Robbie gets into a hand, she has to take a little bit of time and think things over when it's her decision, and that's why she plays slow. During that time, somebody transmits to her a signal that she either is good or not good. It could be in a variety of ways. There is certainly a vibration theory that we're going to take a look at as well. There could be signaling. There could be any kind of thing that lets her know that her hand is good or not good. And then she can proceed accordingly. This would allow her to play fairly accurately in big pot situations. She would be able to know if her hand is good or not good, and then kind of craft her plan based on that information. This would be a very different kind of live stream cheating if it is the case when compared to something like the Mike Postle cheating. With the Mike Postle story, he knew what his opponents had specifically. So not only he knew when he was good, he also knew when to apply the pressure, and there are a bunch of hands where he runs crazy bluffs against people that have really shitty hands. In fact, there's one hand where the guy ended up calling down anyway, just thinking the Postle was full of it. Why is this the leading theory? Well, let's talk about all of the ways where she's cheating first. In those examples, what she would be doing. So for starters, we have things like marking cards. It doesn't really make sense to be marking cards in this instance. You could have certain kinds of lenses that can see marked cards. The reason that doesn't make sense is you're not typically going to be able to mark cards so well, you know, the exact type of card. So a hero call of this magnitude wouldn't really be possible. Typically, people mark cards. They just know what the aces are, or maybe what like the kings or queens or tens are, so they know in situations.
Aniž nám poslal znova loď. Teraz mi nekradne lode, keď vie, že by som ho vylízal. Teraz si povedal, že počuje, že si ho vylízal, tak ja radšej budem futrovať.
You should check out what came in from Rivenfeld.
Skurvysyn.
Hail!
Koľko stojí Blasphemy? Máme kukinu a ešte pekné veľa kukiny. A počúvajte páni, zoberte kukinu. 7000 kukiny zoberte. A zoberte 6000 kukiny. Tak budeme čakať. Zoberte 6000 kukiny. Za 20 000, dobre? Praskame. Odnesie tú kukinu. Odnesie tú kukinu. Nesiete kukinu? Nesiete kukinu. Nesiete kukinu. Čo sa týka tohto vrcholku, tu máme problémy. Nejakú vrcholku máme v pagode, ale je strašne málo. Hovorím, tovar nie. Tovar viac nie. A kvôli tomu, že viac je tovar, viac je synergia, kvôli tomu, že viac je synergia, viac je krkonoč. Takže dobre na tom nie sme, samozrejme. Stratili sme kvalitný štít, mal som asi nechať, ale už je to pase. Stali sa väčšie servátky, väčšie bublifuky, väčšie hnoje, takže na tým nebudeme nejakú filozofiu miešať. Potom je odsýpať, potom je točiť, takže ideme na relaxující tréningový deň. Už aj tak toto posledné, neviem prečo ešte otáčam. Neviem prečo vlastne ešte otáčam. Nahnitý palové Exile. Takže vidíme sa pri relaxačnom tréningovom dni číslo 588, dobre?